Which oil filters are so poorly made that they can cause serious engine damage in as little as 5,000 miles? And why are these garbage filters still being sold when mechanics know they're dangerous? After over 20 years cutting open oil filters, analyzing failures, and diagnosing engines damaged by filter problems, I can tell you that not all oil filters are created equal. Some filters use such inferior materials and construction that they fail prematurely, allow unfiltered oil to circulate through your engine, or even collapse internally and starve your engine of oil. Today I'm exposing 5 specific oil filter brands and types that you should never put on your engine, why they fail, and what happens when they do. This isn't about brand loyalty, this is about protecting your engine from catastrophic damage. Let's break it down. First, let's understand what makes an oil filter dangerous. A bad filter fails in one or more critical ways. It can have inadequate filtration, media that lets contaminants pass through and circulate back into the engine, causing accelerated wear on bearings, cam lobes, and cylinder walls. It can have a weak or improperly functioning bypass valve that either stays open constantly, meaning oil bypasses the filter entirely, or stays closed when it should open, restricting oil flow and causing starvation. It can use cardboard end caps that disintegrate when exposed to heat and oil, releasing debris into the engine. It can have a defective anti-drainback valve that allows oil to drain out of the filter when the engine shuts off, causing dry starts every time you fire up the engine. Or it can have poor structural integrity that causes the canister to fail, the filter media to collapse, or the threads to strip during installation or removal. When any of these failures occur, your engine suffers immediate consequences. Unfiltered oil means metal particles, carbon deposits, and other contaminants circulate freely, acting like sandpaper on precision surfaces. A stuck-open bypass valve means the filter isn't filtering at all. You might as well not have a filter installed. A failed anti-drainback valve means every startup happens with no oil in the upper engine until the pump fills the system. That's where most engine wear occurs. A collapsed filter element can completely block oil flow, causing catastrophic oil starvation and engine seizure. So let's go through the specific filters that cause these problems. Number 1. Ultra-cheap economy filters from unknown brands. I'm talking about filters at discount auto parts stores priced at $2 to $4. Brands you've never heard of with names that sound vaguely automotive but have no track record. These filters are manufactured overseas to hit the absolute lowest possible price point. They use the cheapest materials available, cellulose filter media with poor filtration efficiency, cardboard end caps that absorb oil and fall apart, weak bypass valve springs that fail to maintain proper pressure, and rubber or low-grade synthetic anti-drainback valves that crack and leak. I've cut open these filters and found cardboard end caps that crumbled in my hands. I've found bypass valves that were stuck open right out of the box. I've found anti-drainback valves with visible tears and gaps. These filters are barely functional when new, and they degrade rapidly under normal operating conditions. What happens when you use these filters? Within 3,000 to 5,000 miles, the cardboard end caps start breaking down. Pieces of cardboard circulate through your engine, the bypass valve fails and stays open, so oil bypasses the filter media entirely. You're running unfiltered oil. The anti-drainback valve fails, so every cold start happens with no oil in the filter. You're accumulating wear with every mile and every startup. I've diagnosed engines with accelerated bearing wear, cam lobe wear, and valve train damage traced directly to these garbage filters. Don't save $3 on a filter and spend $3,000 on engine repairs. Number 2. Fram Extra Guard Orange Can Filters. This one is controversial because Fram is a well-known brand, but mechanics have been avoiding Fram Extra Guard for years because of quality issues. Fram Extra Guard uses cardboard end caps in many of their filters. Cardboard should never be inside an engine. It absorbs oil, weakens, and eventually disintegrates. I've cut open, used Fram Extra Guard filters at 5,000 miles and found the cardboard end caps soft and beginning to fall apart. Fram Extra Guard also uses a bypass valve design that some mechanics distrust because it can stick open more easily than metal spring designs used by premium filters. The filter media is basic cellulose with lower dirt-holding capacity than synthetic media, and the canister construction is thinner gauge metal that can dent or deform more easily during installation. Now, does every Fram Extra Guard filter fail catastrophically? No. Plenty of people run them without immediate disaster, but the risk is higher than with quality filters, and I've seen enough failures to warn people away. Fram's higher-end filters, Fram Ultra Synthetic, Fram Tough Guard, use better materials and don't have the same issues. But Extra Guard? Skip it. For a few dollars more, you can get a filter that won't potentially grenade your engine. Number 3, off-brand filters sold at dollar stores or general merchandise stores. I've seen oil filters sold at dollar stores, discount chains like Family Dollar, and even some gas station convenience stores. These are bottom-tier filters, manufactured to be sold at impulse, by prices to people who don't know any better. They use the absolute cheapest materials: poor filter media, cardboard construction, inadequate seals, weak bypass valves. I once saw a filter from a dollar store that had a bypass valve that was just a flap of rubber, not a spring-loaded valve, literally just a piece of rubber. That valve would stay open constantly under any oil pressure, meaning the filter was completely non-functional. The person who installed it might as well have punched holes in their old filter and reinstalled it. The engine would get the same level of protection. None. These filters are designed to fit common vehicles and be cheap enough that someone thinks, hey, I need an oil filter and this one's only $3.99. But using one of these is worse than using no filter at all, because at least with no filter, you'd immediately notice problems. With a non-functional filter, you think you're protected when you're not, and you keep driving until damage accumulates. Number 4, counterfeit filters sold online or through unauthorized dealers. This is a growing problem. Counterfeit oil filters that look like genuine Mobil 1, Perolator, Wix, or other quality brands but are actually Chinese knockoffs with fake packaging. These filters are sold on Amazon, eBay, and through gray market auto parts suppliers at prices that seem like great deals. But when you cut them open, they're garbage inside. Poor media, cardboard construction, defective valves. I've seen counterfeit Mobil 1 filters that looked perfect on the outside. Correct packaging, correct printing, correct part numbers. But inside, they were nothing like genuine Mobil 1 filters. Cheap cellulose media instead of synthetic, cardboard end caps instead of metal, rubber anti-drainback valves instead of silicone. These filters will fail, and when they do, the damage to your engine can be severe. How do you avoid counterfeits? Buy filters from reputable sources, directly from auto parts stores like AutoZone, O'Reilly, Advance Auto, or from dealerships. Don't buy filters from third-party Amazon sellers with no established reputation. Don't buy filters at prices that seem too good to be true. If a genuine Mobil 1 filter retails for $12 and you see it online for $6, it's probably counterfeit. Number 5, filters that are incorrect for your application even if they physically fit. This isn't about a specific brand, it's about using the wrong filter for your engine. Some filters might thread onto your engine and seal properly, but have incorrect specifications for bypass valve pressure, filtration micron rating, or flow capacity. For example, using a filter designed for a small 4-cylinder engine on a large V8 can result in inadequate flow capacity. The filter restricts oil flow because it wasn't designed to handle the volume the larger engine demands. This causes the bypass valve to open under normal operation, meaning oil bypasses the filter. You think you're protected, but you're running unfiltered oil. Or using a filter with the wrong bypass valve pressure rating. Some filters are designed to open their bypass valve at 8 to 10 psi differential pressure. Others open at 15 to 20 psi. If you use a filter with too high a bypass pressure rating, it might not open when it should during cold starts when oil is thick, causing oil starvation. If you use a filter with too low a bypass pressure, it might stay open constantly during normal operation, bypassing filtration. Always use the filter specified for your exact engine. Don't substitute based on thread size alone. Use the manufacturer's recommended part number or a quality replacement from a reputable brand that lists your vehicle as a direct fit. Now let's talk about what actually happens when these bad filters fail. In the best case, you catch the problem early. Maybe your oil pressure warning light comes on, or you notice oil leaking from the filter, or you hear unusual engine noise. You diagnose the problem, replace the filter, and the damage is minimal. In the worst case, the filter fails internally without warning, the bypass valve sticks open and oil circulates unfiltered for thousands of miles. Metal particles from normal wear aren't being caught, they're circulating through bearings, scoring cylinder walls, wearing cam lobes. By the time you notice reduced performance or unusual noises, significant damage has occurred. I've torn down engines with bearing damage, cam lobe wear, and scored cylinders traced directly to failed oil filters that allowed unfiltered oil to circulate. Or the anti-drainback valve fails and every cold start happens with no oil in the upper engine. Over months and thousands of startups, the cumulative wear on cam lobes, lifters, and rocker arms becomes severe. These components are designed to handle momentary dry starts occasionally, but not every single time you start the engine. Eventually, you develop lifter tick, cam lobe wear, or even cam failure. Or the filter media collapses and completely blocks oil flow. Oil pressure drops to zero, the engine seizes. You're looking at a complete engine replacement, $500,000 to $10,000 depending on the vehicle, because you saved $5 on a filter. Let me give you a real-world example. A customer brought me a 2016 Chevy Silverado with the 5.3-liter V8. The engine had developed a rod knock at 78,000 miles. Way too early for that engine, with proper maintenance. I tore it down and found severe bearing wear on multiple rod bearings. The oil was full of metal particles, bronze from bearings, steel from the crank journal, aluminum from the pistons. I asked what oil filter he'd been using. He showed me the box, an off-brand filter he'd been buying at a discount chain for $3.99 each. I cut open the used filter that was still on the engine. The bypass valve was stuck wide open. The filter media was barely filtering anything. Essentially, he'd been running unfiltered oil for who knows how many oil changes. The cumulative damage destroyed the bearings. A $3.99 filter cost him a $6,500 engine replacement. So how do you avoid these problems? First, never buy ultra-cheap filters from unknown brands. If the price seems too good to be true, it is. Spend $8 to $15 on a quality filter from a reputable brand: AC Delco, Motorcraft, Purolator, Wix, Mobil 1, K&N, Bosch. These brands have reputations to protect and quality control standards to maintain. Second, avoid Fram Extra Guard. Orange can filters. If you want to use Fram, step up to their ultra-synthetic or Tough Guard lines, which use better materials. Or just use a different brand entirely. There are too many good filter options to risk the Extra Guard. Third, buy filters from reputable sources: auto parts stores, dealerships, or major retailers with established supply chains. Avoid third-party online sellers unless they're verified, authorized dealers. Don't buy from dollar stores, gas stations, or any source that makes you question quality. Fourth, always use the correct filter for your engine. Check your owner's manual or use the filter lookup tool at auto parts stores to verify you're getting the right part number. Don't substitute based on thread size alone. Fifth, inspect your filter during installation. Look at the construction quality. Check that the anti-drainback valve is present and intact. It should be a silicone or rubber gasket inside the threaded opening. Make sure the bypass valve is present and moves freely. Check that the filter media looks clean and properly pleated. If anything looks suspect, don't install it. Sixth, change your oil filter with every oil change. Don't try to extend filter life beyond the oil change interval. Filters have a service life, and exceeding it increases the risk of failure. Here's the bottom line. Bad oil filters can cause serious engine damage in as little as 5,000 miles. Ultra-cheap no-name filters with cardboard construction and defective valves. Fram Extra Guard with its cardboard end caps and questionable bypass valve. Dollar store garbage that's not even functional when new. Counterfeit filters that look genuine but are junk inside. And wrong application filters that restrict flow or bypass constantly. Avoid these 5 categories and your engine will be protected. Use quality filters from reputable brands, buy from trusted sources, use the correct part number, and change them on schedule. It's the cheapest insurance you can buy for your engine. What's the worst oil filter failure you've seen or experienced? Drop a comment with the details. I want to hear your horror stories. And if this video just saved you from installing a garbage filter, hit that like button. We're exposing the products that damage engines so you can make informed choices. Next week, I'm cutting open filters from multiple brands to show you exactly what's inside: the good, the bad, and the absolute garbage. You're going to want to see that. If you're not subscribed, hit that button now, drop a comment. I respond to everyone.